Welcome to the Farmer Show, where we talk about everyday life and give advice. Any advice we give is based on opinions, not facts. I'm your host, Lovey.
And I'm your host, Z. Our Instagram is thefarmers_show.
That's THEFARMERS_SHOW.
Make sure you follow us there and show us some love. And today's topic is Welcome to My Hood.
But before we get into it, we hope from wherever you're listening from, you having a fantabulous day.
So let's get into it, baby. Welcome to my hood. Welcome to my hood.
I wear my pencil on my wings. Y'all already know, honey. Welcome to my hood. I guess I'll hop back into it. Welcome y'all to Beacon Point. That was my hood growing up in Wilson County. Y'all can look it up, whatever. Beacon Point. When I think of Beacon Point and when I talk about it, just kind of keep this song in mind. I'm going to tell you. I know it seems weird, but when I think of this song, I think of my hood. Slow motion for me. Slow motion for me. Moving slow motion for me. Like that song came out when I was, back then when I was living in that hood. So,
bruh, can we just say like the early 2000s? That was the littest music,
yes,
bro. Like the littest music.
There is nothing like it. And me personally, I feel like Ace Hood didn't get his flowers. Ace Hood,
yeah, he was good.
Juvenile, like come on, giving they flowers. But so basically, Beacon Point is a set of 2-story brick apartments. Mm-hmm. And those brick apartments are light-skinned a little bit.
Not light-skinned.
They have a red door. So basically, you'll have about, I would say, maybe about 4 apartments on one level and then 4 apartments up top. And the stairway is actually exposed to the outside. So, it's not closed off like some apartments are where you have to go in and then you're inside of a building. Like, no, you're not indoors until you get in your house. So it was basically like that. And we basically had one park in the back.
The parks be lit. Let's talk about that.
The parks used to be so lit. Why did they have everything? I feel like these parks nowadays are lackluster. Just a little bit.
For real, though. It is a little lame now. I guess it all depends on who there and stuff like that. But...
well, yeah, because as kids, we would play at the park, but it was more of a social event. It was a time for us kids to socialize, get the tea on there, whatever was tea back then, which was really just our parents' business. You know what I'm saying?
Like, let me tell you what my mom did last night.
Like, what? We talk about the neighbors and stuff. You didn't think kids was gossiping about that stuff. You thought we was talking about Barbie dolls. No, we were not.
No, we was just spilling all the business.
All the tea. Oh man, we had this one park. The park in the back, because it's I think of Beacon Point like 2 sections. There's the front of the apartments and then there's the back, because it's so many apartment buildings. And the further you go back, the more ratchet it gets. And I'll go into the culture about that later. But there was basically a center that was next to the park. And then once you get towards the middle of Beacon Point, that's where you see the office. And the office and the laundromat was one and the same. They were right next door to each other. So if you wanted to wash your clothes and your rent won't looking like it was supposed to, you can wash your clothes and then you can go fuss out the people at the office.
You remember it down every detail, boy.
Every detail. The bus stop was there too. So,
oh my God.
The bus stop was there too.
So your mama just sent you to school with a basket of clothes and be like, hey, drop that off at the
You know what? She should have. That would have been a good idea. I could have been multitasking.
And then you pick it up when you get off the bus.
I'm like, but Ma, okay, don't be mad at me. The clothes shrunk. But then we had 2 sets of mailboxes. So the way it was done is the back had their set of mailboxes and then the front had their set of mailboxes. It was kind of like a set of mailboxes per every 2 or 3 buildings. Mm-hmm. These are a lot of buildings, you guys. If you ever go and visit, it's a lot of buildings. So basically that's kind of what my hood looks like, What does your hood look like, baby?
So I had kind of 2 different kind of hoods, but the first one, the major one, was we used to say the trailer parks. Now that was lit. My childhood, it was mix of fun and crazy, I say. And I was a bit of a tomboy, so I used to play video games, go outside all day, ride bikes and four-wheelers and stuff like that.
Oh.
Yeah, I used to do all that kind of boy stuff.
Boy Olympian.
But for the neighborhood I grew up in, it was filled with boys though. Like, I say it was about like 5 or 6 girls, and that was like the brothers, sisters, and stuff like that, including me and my sister. And it was like 15 boys, so it was full of boys. And at the time, we used to go outside almost every single day. And what I hated the most, every time I go outside, my mom used to say, "Bring your sister with you." I'm like, bruh, like, can I just go outside and enjoy? I had to bring her everywhere. And look, back then my sister was a snitch, so anything I did, she'll go back and tell. I hated that. So, like, when she come around and stuff, I had to, like, filter different stuff. I had to tell people, hey, don't say this. Hey, don't say that. Just so she won't go back and tell. So, that was a headache.
Oh, my God. I be hating it. I don't know why. Like, I get it. We're the oldest. But I just don't feel like we should have to be that responsible for our siblings.
Because I'm like, bro, like, why she can't go and play with her little friends? Like, and that's the thing. Like, when, I think it was the dude the dude in front of us. He had a little sister, so she played with her. But the only thing about it, she used to try to fight her all the time, bro.
Oh my gosh.
So they didn't really like each other, so she had to stay with me. So that was aggravating, bro. I'm like, can't y'all just get along, please, so I can hang out and do what I want to do?
I just had an epiphany. I need to go to Tiffany's. Basically, what our parents were doing, they were getting a break from us.
Yeah,
That's why she said take it with you, because she wanted to break and stay with my mama.
For real. I'm like, bro, why? Like, I hated that. And then she would, like I said, she was a sneak, so she would go back and tell anything I do. So it's like she had a camera right in front of me.
Basically, be a kid.
For real. But yeah, we used to like have bike races. Of course, I used to win all the time. Not all the time, but half the time.
Your feet could actually reach the pedals.
Oh, forget you, bro. Yes, it can reach the pedals. And no, I didn't have training wheels. Don't play
me.
But I don't know if you remember this, but like we used to take water bottles and put it like in the back of our bikes and like where the tire part at, and then when you ride it sounds like a motorcycle.
That is so ghetto.
Bruh.
No, like, we had cars. We had plane cars. That's ghetto too. But
cars?
The plane cars. They make a like that. You was using
how you put a
crushed out bottle?
Yes, like a water bottle.
Yes, you could put a card there and it'll flip up against it.
I guess.
I never thought.
But the water bottle, yes, you just stick the water bottle in there. So
I guess, yeah, I know what you. Not the bottle. Not you couldn't do it with a Gatorade bottle, I bet.
Nah, it had to be a water bottle. But we used to have fun, bro. Like, ride the bikes with no hands and walk the bike, all that junk. I used to do all of that. Like, I can't do it now.
Man, my little brother, he used to ride them bikes. Biker Boys had came out back then. Man, why did his crazy tail? He was standing on the seat and lifted up.
That's what I used to do. Stand on the seat.
I'm gonna fly.
Oh, no, I ain't do all that.
Like, he was so serious.
I used to stand up on the seat, though. Yeah, I used to do that. I used to walk the bike, all of that, bro. Like, man, you couldn't tell me nothing.
I was a late bloomer when it came to bikes.
You was?
Yeah, my cousin Lamar had to teach me how to ride a bike. And the first time he was like, he was teaching me, I was, riding stuff, and he had let go. I didn't realize it, and I ran right into a big old bush. I was itchy.
Let me tell you. So my uncle, like, I used to ride bikes all the time, but my uncle, he like used to, because it was my birthday, so he got me this big tail bike, and I'm like, bro, I don't know if he got it for me or whoever, but he was trying to, show me how to ride it and stuff like that. So I got on it, and he was like, when you want to stop the bike, just jump off, not jump off, but like jump down, like in the middle part, but place your feet there. So, like the middle part what I'm talking about, right?
Right.
Yeah, so when I was riding, he was like, now just jump down. So I jumped. Now, he won't dare, but, back up. When he was showing me, I had tried it, but I had failed, and I ended up, that's why I get this scar from on my arm.
Wow.
I had ran into like a little pole thing, and it kind of like scratched it went to like the white meat and everything. My mom had to like come and, put some peroxide on and clean me up. And then, what's even crazy, we were going in the house, right? It was my birthday party, so everybody was there. We was going in the house, And they was like, what happened? I'm over here holding my arm, and my mom, like, at the time, she was getting to, like, medical and stuff like that. She was like, yeah, she fell and it, you know, scratched her arm and going down to the white meat. I mean, she was just going all in detail. I'm like, hello, I'm in pain right here. Can we just go and get this patched up?
Hey, how long did you wear your hospital band for?
I don't even know. I think she just put a Band-Aid on it, but, you know, she poured peroxide on that burnt. And, you know, patched me up and stuff like that. So then one time while she was at work, it was, I think my stepdad was home. My stepdad, he had his friend over, and then, you know, of course, my sister. So I was riding the bike. I was like, okay, let me do what my uncle said do. So when I was riding it, I tried to stop it. So I jumped down. I hit my coochie on the middle part. And you know how, like, you throw a rock at, like, something like metal or something, it make that ding noise? That's how it sounded when I jumped down. That
was straight bone.
Yeah, that was straight bone. I was bleeding. I was like,
You ain't nothing but a youngin' back then, because wasn't no fat in there.
I was like, for real. It was straight bone. I was like, go get... my sister was right there. I was like, go get Kurt. I couldn't even talk. I was just sitting there. You would think I had to pee. I was just holding my tongue. I'm like, go get him.
I feel so bad for you. Did you bleed?
Yes, I was bleeding. So then, so, you know, I come down, I go in the house and stuff like that. He was like, what happened? I said, I jumped down and I hurt myself. And so then he said, I'm going to call your mom. So he called my mom.
The same too.
He called my, he said, oh, you bleeding? I was like, yeah. And so he called my mom. She took me to the hospital and stuff like that. And they was like, oh, it's fine. Just wear a pad. I'm like, oh, mom, I get to wear a pad like you. I swear, I don't think they checked me or nothing. I'm just
to
like...
see if your hymen broke or nothing.
I think that's when I lost my virginity.
Wow, to a bicycle. What an honor. I hope it was a nice bike.
It was. It was like a mountain bike. So there was it had like different gears and everything. But that jump hurt, yo. That jump hurt. I had went to the hospital. I felt fine afterwards. You know, it was hurting, but afterwards I felt fine. They sent me back home. I just had to wear a pad for a couple of days until the like bleeding stopped. So,
speaking of childhood trauma, I had my own in my neighborhood. So, a couple of, I would say, the traumatic things that has happened to me, or things that's just happened in general. So, I was walking in the neighborhood. I think I was hanging out with some friends. I was like, okay, well, I'm getting ready to, like, you know, go home or whatever. So there was this dude, I think he was like mad about something. I don't know what it was, but he had walked off, and I ended up kind of going in the same direction that he was, not knowing that he was taking his anger out on something. I was a very small child at the time. And next thing you know, I see this big boulder flying towards my face.
A boulder?
A big boulder. It was like, I can't describe it. It was a huge rock. I think I'm being dramatic, but it was a huge rock, and he hit me square dead in the middle of my forehead. Dang. And that's what this scar. Yeah, that's what this scar.
Now we all got scars on my neighborhood.
If you don't have a scar from your neighborhood, well, you really in it.
For real, like.
I mean, blood was everywhere. My mom was worried. I think I went to the hospital. They did not like give me no stitches. They gave me like glue. It's Wilson Medical. They cheap. Anyway, so they did like glue and stuff like that.
Your mom could have did that. Just put a glue stick on
at this point, like. I mean, I guess she thought she really had to take me there, but I wonder how much they charged her for putting that glue on.
For real. You could have just got a glue stick from the dollar store and just put it.
I'm saying, like, it was a mess. And then that's not even like the half of it, so.
Did he apologize at least, or?
I don't remember. I know he had on a white t-shirt, but I know I just looked down. Blood was like everywhere on me.
So who did you run home, or he like your mom and them saw it and they came?
I went home.
You went home?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I went home. It was crazy. So like, I basically I was hanging out with these kids. And I used to play outside a lot. I used to play outside. I have never played that hard in my life since when I was a child. It's different
That's
now.
That's how it be, for real. Man, I was black. Because I used
same here. That's why they was picking on us.
For real.
We wanted to play outside. Sorry, y'all don't want to hang out here.
light-skinned ass.
That's what I'm saying. Now, let me stop. You know, everybody black is beautiful. But you know what I'm saying? But... So I was hanging out with these kids. We were towards the middle of the neighborhood. And in that area, there was like this, we had got some paint or whatever. Why was we painting the tree? Was painting the tree white? I have no idea. We didn't even have enough paint to cover the whole thing for real. Like maybe like half a little piece of joint. So I'm sitting down and I'm just painting and stuff like that. Next thing you know, I'm like itchy. I'm starting to feel burning. Then I'm
Ants.
starting to feel pain. I sat on an anthill.
Oh my God.
I was sitting dead smack on an ant
What
hill.
was it? Your legs. It was biting you all on your legs.
My
just
legs,
everywhere.
my coochie, my butt, my
Dang.
everything. They was tearing me up. I must have been real tasty
They
that
were
day.
mad at you, boy. I'm like, you sitting on my home.
They was trying to make a meal out of me. It's probably all that cocoa butter my mom was rubbing up on me and stuff.
Vaseline.
Vaseline. I probably would smell like a piece of chicken. It was hot out there. So then I'm running home and stuff. And then like my mom got put me in the tub. And like, when fire ants, I don't know if anybody's been, if y'all been through it, y'all know it don't stop when you get them off you.
Yeah.
It don't stop when you take your shower. It's going to be there for as long as it's going to be. You're going to still feel like they're on you. Like, that was just...
I know that was terrible.
That was insane. My neighborhood, we didn't have, like, a lot of shooting and stuff like that, but we did have a lot of fights.
Yeah, we had fights. Mm-hmm. Well, not really. Everybody, for the most part, got along in my neighborhood. It wasn't really that many... I mean, let me back up. Like I said, my sister and my next-door neighbor did not like each other, so they was fighting all the time. And it got to a point where, like, I had to jump in and my cousin had to jump in, so we all were just sitting there fighting. We won, of course.
It be your siblings that be getting you into some fights.
For
and
real.
my older brother had kind of got me into one. So he was fighting this girl who used to mess with him real heavy, and because she was a little bit older than him, so she was older than me, way older than me. I had to be like maybe like 5-6 years old or whatever. Man, they going at it. I jump on this girl. I bite her.
Oh my God.
I am tearing her up.
They're like, get this chicken doll off
yeah,
me.
girl, I'm tearing her up. Like, you don't mess with my brother. You got me messed up. You know what I'm saying? And like after that, she started taking up for me. That's how people were. When you when you beat on them or whatever, you win. Yeah. They start taking up for you. That's it's like as if I need your help, but I guess you can be on my team. Like little stuff like that.
Speaking of that, so okay, one time. So okay, like I said, the lady behind us, they had like a trampoline, right? And so it won't ours, but one day I just was like, let me knock on the door and ask, can I jump on her trampoline? And so and she let us jump on our trampoline. Like that's the whole neighborhood
used to jump on her trampoline.
After that one time we asked, that's it. She was like, yeah, y'all can get on it, anytime you want, like I'm home and stuff like that. So we used to jump on it all the time. Me, like I said, the neighborhood kids, everybody. So this one time, this new girl moved in and she was much older than me. Like, I don't know about how many grades or so she was older than me, but she was much older than me. And, I felt like she was just trying to, take my spot. Cause like I said, I was like not the ringleader or nothing, but when I was out there, everybody was out there.
Right.
Everybody.
You was the fun of it.
Yeah, I was the fun of it. Everybody wanted me to come out and play and stuff like that. So
not you was popular.
For real though. And so, okay. So one day we was just jumping up there and stuff like that. We already kind of had like some kind of animosity between each other and stuff like that. We ain't really speak on it, but she kind of took like my best friend from me a little bit because she was hanging out with her more. And I guess because it was like, the nails and stuff like that. I was a tomboy and stuff like that. But that was still my best friend. For real, that was still my best friend. And she was kind of hanging with her more, so I didn't really like that. But I never, said anything or did anything.
Right, because you ain't no hater.
Right, but
on the outside.
Not on the outside. But, she, I guess, felt some type of way. I don't know. But one day we was all just jumping on trampoline and stuff like that. And she just started getting butt with me and was like, yo, I forgot what she said, but she was like, da 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 and stuff.
Not
and
da da da, she said a nine.
And she was like, fight me. So I'm like, okay. So I stood up. We on the trampoline, so everybody, stopped jumping and stuff like that. But, it was hard for me to like, stand my ground because the trampoline was just jumping and stuff like that.
Y'all were going to fight on it.
We was fighting on the trampoline. And so I'm pushing her, she pushed me. And then, so my sister, she was just sitting back. I saw that my best friend friend had kind of like held my sister a little bit, like to, sit her down and stuff like that. And so we up there, she's up there jumping. So you know how like when you jump, the other person kind of jump too, because and so when I pushed her, she kind of almost fell back off the trampoline, but then she jumped up and then she kind of like swung at me, but she missed me. And so I kind of fell back and then she got on me and just started punching my head.
Oh my God.
I mean, for real, bro. She was just punching my head. And I'm like, bro, get off of me, get off of me. So they put it off of me and stuff like that. And I'm looking at my sister. I'm like, hello? Like, you ain't going to help me? I'm over here getting my ass beat.
How old was she?
She had to be, I'd say about, I don't know, like, I want to say about kindergarten, first grade-ish or something like that.
Okay,
I don't
maybe
know.
that's why she didn't help.
I mean, yeah, but if I was that age and saw my sister getting
I
beat
did
up,
jump in.
exactly. I'm like, bro, like she knew the deal because we used to jump the little girl that was jumping her, well, fighting her. So
I am bugging.
She knew the assignment. She was just sitting there watching me get my ass beat.
No, but the whole time you was describing the fight, I was just picturing y'all fighting on the moon. Like y'all just
for real. And she was just beating me. She was just beating my head like bop, 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 bop. I'm like, bruh, like stop punching me in my head. And so I get mad. I get off the trampoline. And then, like I said, the house is like, right in the front. Well, not in the front, but the back. So I had went back in the house and stuff like that. And, I just act cool and stuff like nothing was, happening and stuff. And then I grabbed the knife. And then my mom saw me. She was like, whoa, what you doing? I was about to slice and dice her, bro.
You was about to go to jail.
I was about to slice and dice. My mom grabbed the knife from me. She was like, what's wrong? I was like, she over here fighting me. And she was like, what your sister? I was like, she right there. She ain't even help me. I was mad. I was heated. Because not you about to sit here and whoop my ass in front of all my friends. Like, no, I was mad,
not
bro.
You about to turn the elbow scissors head. Don't do that. Now you one of them dudes who be shooting after they lose. Don't do that.
So she had grabbed it. And she went, I guess she went outside. She told her, I don't know, they all started leaving and stuff like that. And, I was calling her names and stuff as she leaving and stuff like that. She gave me the thing. I'm like, girl, I'll fight you. Like, and my mom was like, that's enough. I'm like, man, no. And so ever since then, bro, like, and that was the time, like, that was around the time when we was about to move too. So after that, I ain't really come outside like that and all that. I was heated.
She messed it up for you, Lookie.
For real, a little bit, and then what's even crazier, bro, like, she had hit me up on Facebook one time, and she was like, ain't you the girl I beat up?
What?
I was like, no.
Who reintroduces themselves like that?
And I was like, no, that was my sister. I think I was in
Now you got your favorite. My favorite. That was your sister.
I forgot what grade I was in. I think we had moved, and that was like maybe the next year or two. Or something like that.
No, that was real bold. Who messaged somebody said, did I whoop your ass?
I know. I'm like, bro.
What? Like, okay, what's your point?
You had some nerve.
Right. Hit you up on that. Why would you want to be reminded about it?
I was so freaking mad, bro. I wanted a rematch. That wasn't fair because we was on the trampoline, bro. And I'm small. I told you I'm smaller than her. She was way older than me. And she up there jumping and stuff. I couldn't get my grip. So I'm pretty
sure when she jumped, it was like the trampoline went down a little bit lower.
Yeah.
You couldn't get your foot in. Speaking of fighting, and Beacon Point, it was just just one of our cultural norms is that you don't go to the back unless you wanted to fight, unless you wanted to throw your dukes. So the back was so bad, and for some reason, I guess because my little brother had friends who lived back there, he wanted to go back there all the time. So half the time when we were in fights, it was because of him, because he did not know how to stay from back there. My mom be like, look, do not go to the back. Don't let your little brother go to the back. And we wouldn't. We go outside and play. We turn around, he's in the back. So now we gotta go get him, get into a fight. Like it was literally just insane.
I hate that.
And then another thing they had going on is at the center, I said it was next to the park towards the back. So they had a program where they would actually like feed the kids. You can come out there for lunch and they'll have it in one of those, the little plates that have the little white foil, little topping.
Oh, yeah.
And stuff. So, and the food was actually really, really good. I don't know too many neighborhoods who actually do that for the neighborhood kids like that.
Yeah,
but I
ain't had no place. Shoot,
no.
I had ice cream, but that was about it.
I went a couple times. I know some people was a little bit ashamed to go back there because it's like almost admitting that maybe you didn't have food at home, but you never know.
I go out there with 3, 4, 5 plates. Like, what?
Our fridge could be full. I'm still gonna get one of them. They had barbecue chicken and stuff. The barbecue chicken. It was so good. Like it That was just crazy. I have a question for you.
What's up?
So, what do you wish your neighborhood had that they didn't have?
What I wish they had?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't know if they had it back then, but food trucks, if they had it back then, that would have been dope.
Yeah.
Like, some food, man. 'Cause like I said, we used to play outside, be outside 24/7, bro. Like, and when you remember when I told you about, like, you know, the trampoline and stuff like that? That's where I learned how to do my first backflip, too.
On somebody else's trampoline.
On somebody else's trampoline. Like, my friends used to teach me how to, it was this boy, he was much younger than me, and he used to try to, you know, teach me how to do a backflip. And then, you know, my best friend, her brother, you know, was trying to teach me and stuff too. And one day they had, I guess, went out of town. And so, while he was out of town, you know, I still used to come outside. They used to knock on my door, ask, can I come outside? And I come outside. And one day they was like, you know, just jump up. You got to flip while you in the air. So one time I just did it. and I was like, yeah, and everybody was just like, oh, you did it. I felt like a celebrity. I was like, oh shoot. And so he had came back from, I guess, his trip or whatever, and you know, he stopped and he came outside. I was like, yo, look, watch this. So I showed him I can do a flip. That just it was lit. They tried to show me how to do it like off the trampoline, but I couldn't. I was too scared because gravity, like, you can really, like, I couldn't, like, I felt like I couldn't jump up and land. They were like, even if you land on your knees, it's okay. But I was like, I don't know if I can land on my knees.
We're going to need these knees later on in life. They
For
just don't
real.
even know.
But, yo, if they did have, like, food trucks back then, man, do you know how lit we'll be? Man, we would have spent a night outside, bro.
I'm saying. Instead of the ice cream truck, I'm talking about food truck.
For real.
What kind of music would a food truck? The food truck probably would have played some, like, Yin Yang Twins instead of all that little extra music. Man.
For real, that would have been lit, though.
No, I'll tell you what. Why are you talking about, like, flipping? I feel like them dudes who can hit the holes.
You said the hose?
Yeah, they can hit the hole.
Yeah,
they can keep going and going and going.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, that was insane.
I can't keep going like that, but I can do, like, you know, 5 or 6 on back to back.
Yeah,
but,
just flipping it.
Yeah, I can't do that. Like, nope.
No, that is insane. Like,
if anybody got a trampoline, bro, like, I was on that jump doing backflips.
Invite us over.
For real.
Man, you're not gonna believe it. So we were such characters in my neighborhood. So I would hang out with, like, you know, the neighborhood kids and stuff. And one time I had Tyler Perry was a big part of my childhood. A huge part of my childhood. The plays were a big part of my childhood.
The plays was lit.
Yes. And I remember this one thing, and I had me and the neighborhood kids, we recreated it. So we all went, and I don't know why we thought this was important, but we went to get sticks. We got sticks, and then we was just like, what's up, Bang Bing? What's up, Bang Bing?
Yes, I used to do
Get
that
off
junk
the bus,
too.
Rosa.
Bruh,
Yeah, you did that.
I swear.
Get off the bus.
Not get the sticks, but I used to say that. I used to say that all the time. So look, one time, because like before, you know, we was young and stuff like that. My mom, you know, she didn't really trust us staying at home all the time. So we used to, like, this lady, it was this older lady. She used to, like, watch this other neighbor. So my mom had asked if she could watch us when we get off the bus and stuff like that. She was like, yeah, that's the lady that introduced me to chicken, oodles and noodles.
Ooh.
Yo, that was good.
Yes.
She used to make that jump. Cause I used to eat beef all the time, but she made that chicken. I was like, bro, but
this world good.
she used to call me a menace, bro. She could not stand me, bro. But I used to say that, like, line all the time, like, what's up, baby?
What's up, baby?
she used to think that I was, like, acting like I was shooting her or something like that. I'm like, yo, you are tripping. It's nothing like. So she told my mom, and then she had the nerve. She got mad at me. She had the nerve. So I was saying, that's why you got the gap between your teeth, because you lie. And my mom looked at her like, what you trying to say about me? Yes, because she got that. I said, Mom, I was not, like, I was saying a Tyler Perry play, and she had that time saying, that's why you got the gap between your teeth, because you lie. And my mom looked at her like, what you trying to say? Like, what? For real. I'm like, girl, you just sensitive. Calm down. Yes. Nobody want to eat doing all of that. But
can we talk about how clever that was? Because, you know, people like, you lying through your teeth.
Yeah.
And so she's you lost so bad, you got to get No.
She made me mad, bro. I was hot, bro.
I would have been
like,
mad,
bro.
too. Tell me why we did that as a performance for all their parents and stuff.
Oh, my
all
God.
the neighborhood adults. I was like, it was like, all right, y'all come out and y'all watch this and stuff like this. Like, we really rallied the troops to this. I mean, it was at least like 10 kids. I don't know why I had them doing this, but we all did it. It was like, get off the bus, Rosa. What's up, baby? What's up, baby? We kept doing that over and over, and they just gobbled it up. They just clapping and stuff. I'm just like, we were really crazy as a kid.
For real.
A few stereotypes I feel like my neighborhood lived up to as being hood is we had a freeze cut lady.
A freeze cut lady?
We had a freeze cut lady. You know, the freeze cut lady didn't only just have free cuts. So you put like, I don't know if, you know, a lot of y'all like overseas have one of these, but where they would add like Kool-Aid or some type of juice to a styrofoam cup and they'll put it in their freezer. And a lot of them you have to have. If you don't have a deep freezer, you cannot be a freeze cup lady. You have to have a deep freezer. So they'll leave it in the deep freezer, and then like the next day they'll be like little ice pops. Mm-hmm. So the kids, they'll come and they'll buy it. But not only that, you gotta have snacks. You gotta have snacks available, chips, soda, pickles. We had one of them freeze cup ladies. Did you have a freeze cup lady?
Well, I wouldn't say a freeze cup lady, but like I said, it was a whole bunch of us outside. So anytime we went to like anybody's house, their parents would give us like, you know, freeze pops or
like
water or
popsicles
anything.
and stuff.
Like everybody was basically cool in that neighborhood. So any parent, you know, any house we went to, they'll give us something. So
that's dope. We had to have 25, 50 cents to get the freeze cups.
No, we got it for free. We got it for free.
Must be nice.
I can say like, you know, and then my next part of like kind of my childhood is like when we moved. So we moved into like these townhouses and stuff like that. And that's where like I was around like a lot of girly girls. And, you know, my best friend then was a girly girl and stuff like that. So, you know, I had to like kind of transition from being a tomboy to now being a girly girl and having a best friend as a girly girl. Like my old best friend, she wasn't like, she was a girly girl kind of, but she was like on the step team. So she wasn't like kind of, you know, as girly and stuff like that. She, you know, still hung with us and stuff like that.
Because the step team, you know what I'm saying?
The step team, she used to show me how to do little steps and stuff. I thought it was the stuff. But yeah, we used to have fun. So yeah, doing that transition, you know, it was kind of hard for me because I was like, you know, trying to fit in and stuff. So around that time, I was kind of like just going with the flow. Everybody, they'd be like, okay, I'm about to do this. I'm like, oh, I'm going to do it too, you know? And then so, you know, we all, like our neighborhood, it was kind of like, you know, it had like apartments in the front. Then in the back of it, it had like townhouses. And then off to the right, it had like houses. So it was like, yeah. And so, you know, we all used to, you know, be in the neighborhood and just walk around and stuff like that. But we also had like, I guess like I think it was like 5th grade-ish kind of. Yeah, like it was 5th grade. It was 5th grade. You know, we all used to be in like the same classes and stuff like that. And then like our other friend, she stayed behind the fence in the back of us. So we used to jump the fence and go to her neighborhood. It was like 2 different neighborhoods.
Yeah, kind of same with me, but it was crazy because like, okay, in Beacon Point, I moved 3 times within Beacon Point because they had to renovate. You know, they're renovating. And then so you'll move to another set, and when they're done renovating, you'll move back or whatever. We end up somehow in the front.
Yeah.
My older brother, he had friends. They were named Keyshawn and Jasmine. And I don't think that Jasmine necessarily stayed, like, just like how you had to hop a fence and get to a whole nother neighborhood, but they had houses there, and I just thought they were so rich. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like big, huge houses, but they were really nice. They weren't our apartments, you know?
They were real nice houses.
They were really, I just thought they were so cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, because they were much older than me, not knowing, like, they're just middle schoolers. You know what I'm saying? I just thought they knew so much about life and all this other stuff.
It'd be like that when you're younger.
Yeah, but I think that is nice too when you're like growing up in the hood. It's good to have another set of a neighborhood that you can experience without actually living there, because it gives you a chance to make friends and stuff.
Right,
like that.
and that's what we did. We used to, at first we used to crawl under the fence because like I don't know how we met. I don't know how.
Wait a minute.
I don't know how we figured out that their house is behind us, but I think one day we just talked through the fence and we're like, come on. So I think they like kind of lift up the fence.
Yeah.
And we had, crawl under.
Oh, the metal?
Yeah, the little metal fence. Yeah.
So you can, yeah.
And that's why I got this scar on my leg. Like one time
Good Lord.
I was going, and the fence just scratched my leg up, bro. And then, they tried to like keep us, from crawling under the fence. So they like kind of like put these like I don't know, like some kind of little things to keep us from like going up under it.
Yeah.
But they didn't do nothing. We just jumped on top of the fence.
Literally.
I'm like,
now they're trying to keep it for the kids. That's
but we did have fun, bro. Like, you know, I had fun, but I felt like I didn't have the most fun like I did at the trailer parks. You know, we had bikes and stuff, but I didn't ride my bike as often like I did, you know, in my old neighborhood and stuff like that. But, you know, one time somebody stole my bike, and I knew who it was. I knew at the time I was dating this boy, and it was his brother that stole my bike. So me and my sister, we had, you know, we're just going across the fence, and we were like, let's go see if they got our bikes. And so we looked, and sure enough, they got our bikes. So we had to get our bikes. We stole our bikes back.
You got to, as you should.
And we tried to like push it under the fence, but it wasn't working. So I was like, all right, you go on the other side of the fence. I had to pick my bike up and throw it over the fence, and so it hers. And so we stole our bikes back, and we just started putting it in the house then, because obviously we can't have it outside.
Leave it out, yeah.
I'm like, damn, how you gonna steal from me? We know you. You gonna steal our bike.
And you know they probably like, dang, somebody stole the bikes.
And for real.
And they can't go looking for it.
And they stole our weed too, bro. I remember this time. Okay, you know how like when your parents ain't home, you know, you used to bring people in and stuff like that. Me and my sister, we used to, you know, when my mom was at work and so we used to stay at home by ourselves. And so our friends and stuff, they'll come over. And so we, you know, have them in the house and we'll just all be chilling and stuff like that. And like I said, I was trying to fit in. So I was like, you know, let me be the cool person, let them in the house and stuff. And then one time my mom pulled up. I guess she got off of work early. She pulled up and... everybody ran. They ran out. And then this one dude was watching porn on my laptop. I'm like, bruh. So I had to shut the laptop down. They left the house a minute, like candy. I guess one boy had candy paper. And it just fell out that. Bro, we got our tails whooped. They left the back door open, everything. I'm just like, bruh. And then my mom came. She was like, what is your name? I'm like, Mom, what good is getting their name?
Like, they're not going to tell you where they live.
For real. But they all ran. I was up there like just trying to pick up stuff. We got our tail whooped. And after that, I was like, okay, I'm not going to have anybody else in the house like that no more. And so this one time, my sister gonna open the door. They was knocking. I was like, don't answer and stuff like that. She gonna go and answer anyway. And then she was like, they in the house. I'm like, why did you do that? Like, what?
Like y'all didn't get in trouble last time.
For real. And then we had just got that weed too. We had just got it. And then I guess the brother saw it and stuff like that. And then when my mom pulled out, I was like, look, y'all gotta go. My mom about to come. Y'all gotta go. And so when my mom pulled up, she was like, come on, we gotta go to Food Line. And then so we was getting in the car and I could see him just like walking by, just eyeballing, like, you know, looking out the side of his eye like that and stuff like that. I'm like, why is he looking like that? And then so we get back and we come back, the weed is gone. And
did he leave one of your doors open or something?
No, he, you know, like the little, he went through the back window, like the kitchen window. And you know, the little, what is it?
How?
The little piece, what is it?
He left it unlocked.
No, the window was unlocked, but he tore the little screen out.
Oh my God.
And threw it in the ditch and then got in like that. And I knew he stole our weed, bro. I knew exactly who it was because how he was looking, bro. And Mama, she was calling my stepdad. She was like, did you get the weed? He was like, no. And so she called the cops and stuff. They tried to get like the fingerprints, but they couldn't, like, I guess because the wind, it was raining and stuff, they couldn't get it off the screen.
Dang.
And so I was like, Mom, I know who did it. And so they, I guess, went to the house, but because they didn't see the weed, they couldn't, like, you know, go inside the house.
Yeah, they need probable cause.
Yeah, I was like, bro, I know they stole our weed, bro. I know they did.
I've never seen cops so serious about something. Man, they don't even be.
They broke in the house.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's true. It was a B&E. That's true. Man,
I was mad, bro, because we only had that weed for a good, like, I'd say maybe a week or so. Like, we ain't even have it that long.
At least it was a stranger. Our cousin stole our GameCube. And if you listen to this podcast, bro, I know you stole our... Come on now. It
wasn't no stranger, though. I knew him.
Yeah, I'm like he ain't family. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So he did dirt. My family stole our GameCube. Oh, me. I was living in Beacon Point. He stole our GameCube.
Oh, my God.
I mean, to this day, I still got looking, knowing you stole my GameCube.
For real, bro.
I feel like Denzel, why, how you gonna do this to me? Like, like it is just, honestly, it's just truly insane. Like,
I got a question. So, like, was you like the ringleader or like, you know, the fun of the group?
I was.
You was?
I was the fun of the group. But at some point in time, because like the kids that are closer around my age, they ended up either moving or whatever. So at some point, I ended up, there was a big age gap between me and the kids that were there. So I had to start
running it kind of.
Yeah, I was running it, but at some point it got to a point where I was like, okay, I'm too old to be hanging out with these kids, you know? And I probably wasn't.
Too. But I had like two, like I said, my best friend at the time, she was a little older than me. And then her brother, I think we was around the same. Maybe he was like a grade older than me or something like that. Yeah. But it was a lot of other little kids and stuff. They was like, you know, a little older than my sister, but you know. Yeah.
Right. Like, you know, it's bad when you're 12 years old and a 6-year-old knocking on your door asking you, can you play outside?
Can I play outside?
Can you play outside? Like, it's like, yeah, no, it's time for me to hang it up. And I just started becoming more of an inside person, wouldn't really go out. And people thought I was a little stuck up, bougie. Did you have somebody in your neighborhood that did everybody the whole hood's hair?
My best friend, like I said, she was, you know, kind of the girly girl of this stuff, so she would like, you know, braid my hair and stuff like that, but you know, it wasn't really like a, you know,
we had a hairdresser. They live when we ended up, the last part that we moved in Beacon Point was like, we was towards the front. We slowly moved from the back to the front. It was just crazy. But anyway, she was upstairs and she would do everybody hair, literally braids, ponytails, what have you. She would literally do it.
Did y'all used to get in trouble all the time, or did you get caught with stuff, or y'all was for the most part good, or?
I mean, yeah, we were good for the most part. I'm pretty sure there had to be some time where somebody was in the house when they weren't supposed to be. I don't necessarily remember, but what I do remember is how lazy the maintenance men / women were.
Oh my God.
We had a maintenance man / woman, and I mean, literally, they wouldn't fix nothing.
That's how it be. Like, them maintenance people be, they still don't be doing a good job.
No, they don't. Literally, you might as well. They make it worse sometimes. Shoot. So, I have a question. What is something that happened in your hood that was, like, shocking at the time? Like, it might not be shocking now because we done been through life, so we're not surprised by what people do. But at the time, it's like, what?
What you mean, like, shocking?
Like... Okay, like one thing that happened in my hood that I felt like was really shocking was when I ain't gonna say no names, but when this one man, he had this girl would pick on his daughter a lot, and they would like try to fight her and stuff. His daughter was gorgeous, is gorgeous. So she would basically, like, she was a little bit older than his daughter, and they would always fight, and he got tired of it. God rest his soul. I think he's technically, when I think about it, I think he's Nigel's uncle. My little brother, yeah, that's his uncle. Now that I think about it, yeah, he shot at that girl. I mean, that girl was flying through the apartments, just like flying through. She was fast. I'll tell you that. She could have ran track, but he was shooting at that girl. I mean, he was trying to protect his baby, because sometimes as a parent, you working and stuff like that, and then you do all you can for your kids, and then somebody is messing with them, always causing them trouble, especially when they're much older than them. You get tired of it, especially when you feel like your baby might not be too much of a fighter, or maybe they can't. He was shooting at that girl. She didn't get hit, but he boop 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 boop. That was like, oh my God.
I can say you remember when I told you, like, the little girl that was in front of us kept fighting Kayla and stuff like that. So one time my cousin, you know, he got tired of it, so he ended up like pushing her in the ditch and stuff like that.
Wait.
He just pushed her in the ditch, and then her brother came and they was fighting. I mean, my cousin whooped his tail. He whooped his tail, and then I ran around the house. I called my mom. I'm like, Mom, come outside. You know my cousin in the fight. And so then she come outside and she was like, break it up. And so she broke him up, and then my cousin stole off on him.
Ooh.
I mean, his whole face turned. I was like, dang. And so I guess she went back home and kind of told her mom, and told his mama and stuff like that. And so then his mama come trying to fight my mom and stuff. So then my mom called my uncle, and then like my uncle, you know, nobody ain't want no problems with my uncle back then. Period. So my uncle pulled up, and they was like, oh no, that go Big Ben. So everybody.
Why does it sound like a fictional character that you should just be scared of? Like, oh,
snap. That's how it was, bro. And they went home. They ain't say nothing to us no more. They ain't want no smoke with him.
I don't care.
He stood out there. He was sitting out there in the car just waiting all night, bro. Like, they ain't say nothing. They kept it pushing.
I don't care what nobody say. There's almost, like, there's different types of things that just make you happy in the world, but there's nothing like your family rolling in deep.
For real,
rolling in deep and scaring
they
people.
was mad because I think I sprayed the dude with the water hose too, because he was trying to fight me. I'm like, I'm a girl. First off, so I got that water hose. He was chasing me. First off, he chased me around the house about 3-4 times. Back then, boy, I could run.
I bet.
Nobody couldn't catch me. And he was tight because he was a little heavy set too. And so I ran him around that house, and I finally got to the water hose. Boy, I sprayed the living daylights out of him. He was mad, boy. That junk was funny.
I'll say one thing where my neighborhood kind of came in. Well, I would say my neighborhood, my building. My building, like, we all came together, and it just happened slowly, like, because it was like, you know, me, my mom, my brothers, and I think my mom's neighbor, we kind of like had, I can't remember who it was, we was having like a water balloon fight. So we all just doing water balloon fights and stuff like that. And I mean, we had super soakers, we had everything, you know. So then I don't know if it was somebody else who had got hit that weren't in it, but they were in our building. So you know, they joining in. And then next thing you know, the other people, they see us, they joining in, they recruiting troops, because like, okay, now at this point we got teams, we got to get bigger and bigger. In the whole building, you got like little buckets of water being thrown. Like, we all had fun and showed out. And then while the other buildings try to low-key do it on low, but they didn't really do it, you know what I'm saying, because they couldn't get everybody. But when I say that, it was so unexpected, but we just all came together just to have a good time. That's one of my happiest memories.
So you would say
there.
That was your favorite memory?
That was my favorite memory, being there. I would never forget that. I ain't never done nothing quite like that because I don't the neighbors we have now, we don't really talk to them. You know?
Yeah, like the older you get, the less you talk to your neighbors and the people in your neighborhoods like that. You're just there.
Yeah, you know, you just kind of mind your business and stuff.
I can say when we get our house and move, I would like to meet our neighbors. I would like to meet the neighborhood people, you know, and just be a neighborhood, you know.
Yeah, somebody bring me a casserole. You know, I don't know if I'm going to eat it, but bring me one. You know what I'm saying?
Fast.
Be nice.
Well, what kind of advice would you give the people?
I would say to, you know, when you're in your neighborhood, just make the best of it, because you might not be there for long. You know, you might end up moving and stuff, and just... you know, I know neighborhoods comes with some bad and stuff, but think about the good that made you, because it made you know, who you are to this day.
And you kids, like, stay kids as long as you can. Like, get out, play. You know, everybody, these kids now, they just in their phones, in their tablets. Like, get outside and play. Like, when we played, that was the best time of our lives. Like, be a kid. Like, you don't have to, you'll have that time to be on your phone and stuff like that when you get older. Get outside, you know, do water gun fights, balloon fights, all that, you know, ride bikes, do all of that. It's fun, man. It's fun.
Have your events together, like, you know, as a community. I know people had like block parties and stuff, and I don't like the stigma that's surrounded by it now, because you automatically think there's going to be some type of violence, but all it takes is just a handful of people to make it a positive experience.
So just get out and have fun.
Absolutely.
If there's anything you want us to talk about or need advice, hit us up on IG at @thefarmers_show.
And we're out.
Bye, y'all.